hello. Cassandra said you'd be here. There's news. Well, you certainly have a spring in your step. Your work with the Bright Throats went well, I take it. Splendid! Following another lead on the Remnant. Or, potential lead. Someone she worked with before she started funding Cyrodiilic collections. I don't know much more. She asked me to tell you to join them when I saw you, so I suppose you should do that. West of here, near that spooky prison. Honestly, I missed most of it. Too preoccupied by her bodyguard. Something about how he looks at me. Gives me the shivers, you know? But we have better things to discuss. What did you learn with Zukis? Ritual Argonian poetry. The words are common, but the meter is all wrong. There's more to it. Missing verses, perhaps? Truthfully, Cassandra is the authority on that sort of thing. You should set out. I'll try to dig up a few relevant texts. Smoke and sunless sap. Strange that the Bright Throats hissed would speak in such dour terms. Maybe it describes some dark age. The Alessian incursion of the First Era? Or perhaps a dark age yet to come. Egads, let's hope it's not that.
Both wares and travelers travel through Alton Mere, Halil, like fish in the stream. And when they need new wares, I am here with an open net.
It's no use. pockets have been picked clean.
Good, you're here. You found us. Good. As you can see, we've met with some difficulty. I apologize for the unsightliness. Were your inquiries in Brightthroat Village fruitful? Murder, apparently. The victim was Hitsasi, a former associate. Not so pleasant or learned as Famia, but still useful in his own way. He traveled in less reputable circles. I had hoped he could shed some light on the blackguard's plans. That is what we are trying to determine. Whatever happened, it was neither clean nor brief. What a waste. If the blackguards came after him, Hitsasi must have known something about the Remnant after all. Look around and see what you can find. His throat was cut. Simple bandages weren't enough to staunch the bleeding, it seems. What have you found? Show them to me, if you would. Pages torn from Hitsatsi's journal. I do not mean to speak ill of the dead, but I must admit some surprise. He never struck me as someone committed enough to keep a journal. If he knew about the Remnant, this could prove invaluable. So, the blackguards have learned what we already know. The truth of the Remnant cannot be torn from my eggkin because they do not know it. Only their tribal relics can provide the answers. How did you learn the Brightthroat's riddle? You see, the voice of the Hiss needs a conduit, some physical means of communication. The blackguards failed to acquire the Brightthroat's chime, but they clearly mean to steal some relic from the Deadwater tribe. Bold. Or spectacularly stupid. Precisely. You know one of the tribe's calls, don't you? Jaksik Orn, if I recall correctly. Find her, and plead our case. If the Deadwater tribe has some way of learning more about the Remnant, we need to find it before the blackguards do. Safe travels. When you've concluded your business with the Deadwater tribe, meet me back at Cyrodiilic Collection's headquarters in Lilmuth. We're getting close. I can almost feel it.
Hello, friend. Over here. Will you speak with me? Dryskin. Didn't I see you talking with the explorers from Cyrodiilic Collections? Are you one of them? Would you be willing to help me with a crucial and sacred task? I have suffered shame for the actions of my ancestor. When the Imperial Ninth Legion marched into Murkmire, my distant relative agreed to serve as their scout. And ever since my egg family has carried the mark of traitors, I want to erase that mark. After my egg relative joined them, the Legion vanished. At long last, I believe I know where they disappeared to. Sophia Cavern. However, the cavern is rumored to be the home of the Wujuka. I can't face that monster on my own. Will you go with me? My egg siblings only care about the here and now. But I always believed that history was the key to exonerating our disgraced ancestor. I know we'll find something in the cavern. I just know it. As long as the Wujuka doesn't object to our presence. There have always been dark legends surrounding the Sophia Caverns. Stories about a monster called the Wujuka. It is some sort of powerful voroplasm, a massive pool of malignant slime that was said to periodically emerge and cause untold damage. Gin Rajul was a renowned scout, well respected before the Imperials convinced him to help them. I'm certain they must have forced him, threatened him in some way. No spawn of our eggs could have been a traitor, and with your help, I'll prove it. That proves it. My ancestor and the Ninth Legion did visit this cave. Let's keep looking around. Proof that the Ninth Legion and my ancestor explored these caves. another note. What happened to the Legion becomes clearer and clearer. Beautiful. And to think no one has seen this place in more than 100 seasons. That's the altar the elders used to prepare the rite of binding. The Wujuka is a math. From what we learned, my ancestor only pretended to help the Legion. He led them here to save Murkmire. When the Legionnaires sealed the cave, they interrupted the cycle. No one has come to bind the Wujuka in centuries. I guess it's up to us. I will prepare the dagger and the sacred altar, according to the stories the elders told me. In the meantime, I need you to weaken the Wujuka. Only then can we perform the ritual. The Wujuka is a massive pool of voroplasm that interacts with the world through extensions of itself. The smaller voroplasms that prowl these caverns are all just part of a greater whole. According to the stories, the Wujuka creates an extension of itself to guard the pool. Find this large voroplasm guardian and destroy it. That should weaken the Wujuka and make it more susceptible to the binding ritual. The Wujuka isn't like other voroplasms. It has an intelligence and a hunger different from the simple creatures seen in the swamp. Once it emerges from the cavern, it will spread and consume all of Murkmire. We can't allow that to happen. Magi Wida Vikakai. Quickly now, ignite the brazier. The rite of binding is complete. Meet me outside and we can talk. The journal and letters we found prove that the Lost Legion met its doom in Sophia Cavern. They also reveal that my ancestor led them there in order to protect Murkmire. And more importantly, we used the rite of binding to trap the Wujuka. For seasons and seasons, my friend. And I shall inform the elders of the nearest tribes. They will once again take up the responsibility of maintaining the ritual. I couldn't have accomplished any of these things without your help. Thank you. I do. He knew the tribes weren't strong enough to oppose the Ninth Legion. So he sacrificed his own life to lead them to the Wujuka. I feel very proud to be part of his egg family, my friend. Not only will this evidence restore the honor of my egg family, our actions have helped save all of Murkmire. And I couldn't have done any of this without you. Please, accept this small gift as a token of my appreciation. I can't wait to tell my egg siblings all about our ancestor. They're going to be so proud. The binding will hold for a while. In the meantime, I'll talk to the elders of the nearby tribes and make sure they restore the traditions of the past. As long as the elders periodically perform the rite of binding, the Wujuka will remain contained. I could use a break.
I grind my fangs. This is a desecration.
I narrow my eyes. I know what you seek. You and the blackguards both. Sojay and I hack and cleave and stab, yet more Ogels swim over our borders every day. All looking for the remnant of Argon. I must find it first. I will find it first. My consider. We killed many savages together. We will do so again. If the Hist thinks you are worthy of Remnant secrets, you will survive. If not, so be it. I hunt blackguards. They skulk around our village, yanking up our grave stakes like salt daisies. I arch my brow ridge. Special. Yes. Our grave stakes do not just pin the dead to their resting place. Each tells a story, some as old as the tribe itself. Some of our greatest Rajkals even had the honor of using a Hist bow to make their stakes. Yes. All the more reason to hack these blackguards dead. Meet me in the swamp east of the village. Our quarry is there. Many unstaked bog blights also. Freed from their dead sleep by those thieving savages. Bare your fangs, Ogel. Time for war.
Feels like I've been at this forever.
This work isn't going to do itself.
Here already. You are swift, Ogel. I will give you that. But enough flattery, I think. From now on, all is war talk. We seek the grave stakes of several Deadwater Carls, and vengeance. I know how we can claim both. The blackguards steal our fallen eggkin's grave stakes without regard for the stake's purpose. Now, the rivers choke on bog blights, dead and not dead things that eat Nagas whole. With cunning, we will see to it that they eat only blackguards. The blackguard savages build ponjis. This word means fumers. Racks of oily, spoiled meat that keep the bog blights off their scent. As we recover the grave stakes, destroy the fumers. The dead not dead will find our enemies and do the rest. This time we attack as one. One serpent, two heads.